Right. Welcome back to this wonderful place. It's I don't know what do I even say in these intros anymore? Y'all know what to expect. So to me, this song right now is kind of loud, but from the audio thing that I can see, it doesn't look that high. I don't know. I never know how to judge the volume of something if I can't hear it myself. Anyway, just start a run. Last time, the first run of the stream was very good. Just maybe that'll be consistent. Tone down a little bit. So that was too loud, actually. Okay. Speaking quietly. Maybe, I don't know. Also, welcome to the stream, everyone. Hello. The real annoying thing about the playlist is that all the songs have different volumes. It's like all over the place. So if one really loud song comes on, then I have to lower the volumes. Then every song after that is now like way too quiet. Unless it isn't. Scavenger was right there, I didn't even see him. They got their own scavenger too. He's just like me. Don't like the scavenger. Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I don't like this. I have to make sure I'm holding them in the right position. That was annoying. I would have had to like pick them up again all the way down there, pick up the mask too, and then recover all the double jumps. Guy's always being a problem. That's not true, not always. Quite often. Can she not? Like, at this point, there's just no skill anymore. It's just chaos. Maybe you might get lucky and you'll get a mask just by throwing the spear. There's actually a thing on YouTube, if you right click and click the stats for nerds, there's one thing there, the volume normalized. It shows you like I don't know, some number of decibels that it's like, I'm not really sure how it gets that number, but usually it's a measure of just like how loud the video is overall. It doesn't really mean anything on its own, but you can kind of compare that number to other videos. You again? Oh wow. Oh, but then of course red lizard. Would I really be speedrunning? Oh wow. Okay, I could have saved that. I could have saved that. Oh, it might take a while to get a run started. How these are. It's more of a clamp, so it basically just prevents the volume from going too high. Try playing Gourmand instead. Why though? I find it funny how much people like Gourmand. I'm glad other players can enjoy the character, but I struggle. Another king vulture. Every vulture so far has spit a king. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with them when they're like way up there. Maybe I could try picking up the scavenger and like dodging the harpoons. But then I still have to get the mask. And even when what? Even if they aren't like flying really high up, trying to harpoon you, it can still be like hard to get the mask, unlike a normal vulture. Yeah, Gourmand is very interesting. I think that, you know, it's fun to learn how their mechanics work because you get to actually enjoy the character. That's how I feel about Gourmand, you know. Every other character is like fun by default, and then you can learn like more tech and stuff to improve the character and make it better. And then Gourmand is not fun by default, but you can learn tech to make it just like baseline again, you know. Why y'all going after me? Oh, thank you, sacrificial scavenger. Okay, guess I'll take this. Don't know why that didn't work. For all the times I've jumped into that pool of leeches, I've never been grabbed by one. Like, there's like 20 leeches in there. It's actually an okay start. Gourmand really just needs a bit more gradual changes in their stamina. Because the way it works now is that you basically have the stamina meter. And the more stuff you do, the more it drops down. And if it drops below 0, you become tired. And you need to stand still for a while to recover your stamina. And once it goes above another threshold, you return to the normal state. And what it really needs to be is different states of like tiredness. So instead of just going from normal to tired and switching back, it should be like you become like a little bit tired and then more tired and then, you know. Oh, I didn't drop down. Visual bug. Because it sucks when you're like perfectly fine, you're just moving, and then you do a single jump, which is enough to drop your stamina below the threshold, so then you become tired. Like, wow, that one jump was enough to make you completely tired, and now I have to stand still for 3 seconds. And you can't recover from that state until you stand still and do nothing for a few seconds. It doesn't matter if you just walk slowly. Like, I think you can crawl and still recover stamina. But that's it. That's all you can do. And it's still at a slower rate than normal. Maybe if you could have like normal movement for a while, and then if you do too much, you enter a like almost tired state, where it's like, okay, you will maybe just like a little bit slower. Maybe you throw spears not nearly as strong. So your spear damage could go back to normal or something. But it'd be like a warning, so like, hey, be careful for a while, or else you'll become actually tired. Right. Alright, you again. Ultra Savior. You just can't even see what's happening when they're just sitting on you. What is this song? It's actually -2. It sounds a lot louder. This one's a -10. You want to try to make a mod to change Gourmand around? Kind of like the idea of like reworks to characters. So a mod that just changes around a character's stats and a few of their abilities without like making a new character. Because way back at the beginning of Downpour, I had the idea for like a reworked Spear Master, where they actually have lower spear damage, but they generate spears much faster. And maybe you could also generate spears while moving, something like that. And so you could kind of just like become a rapid fire spear throwing slug cat. Goodbye. And because you deal lower spear damage, you could get more food from creatures. But you would, since you could generate spears faster, you know, you still kill them in the same amount of time, you know. Funny that actually Gourmand is like one of the more balanced characters. Like Saint, Artificer, Rivulet, and maybe Spearmaster, depending on who you ask. They all have like really strong abilities that just make them like objectively better than the base characters. But then Gourmand is just like, they have some strengths, they have some weaknesses, you know, they're actually like decently balanced. What is this guy doing? Really? I don't think that will work. Maybe. But you can kind of just do that anyway, right? Just generate spears and throw them at a distance. Is the song really loud? Oh, okay. I did not even see what happened. This game looks cool. Yeah, it's called the Rain World. You can actually see rain in the background right here. You play as this slug cat, and it's really interesting, like immersive ecosystem simulator. So like these creatures, they move around, they look for food. It's really cool. You should check it out, and also avoid spoilers. I actually want to see. This one is -3. Are all these songs just too loud? I don't know. Maybe it's just from my end. Thank you. I just like when that happens. Where I try to do a jump, but it ends up being a parry, so it just wastes a bunch of jumps. No. I need that. Maybe I'll get really lucky. He's gonna be able just anything. No. It's been a while since I've left Garbage Waste. Have you even made it this stream? I don't think so. It's fine. That just means it's the opposite of last stream, and I'm gonna get a good run at the very end instead of at the very beginning. I got to industrial. I don't remember that at all. It's hard to remember these runs when they're all exactly the same. Oh right, I think it was to a scavenger. That was a direct hit. Are King Vulture's masks a lot larger? You've done multiple. The insanity of doing more than a single Pain Cat run. Or just doing one at all. Like, it makes sense if a King Vulture mask is larger, because they're just kind of larger in general compared to normal Vultures, but I feel like, you know, the larger head hitbox should also make up for it, and it should be roughly the same difficulty to get off the mask. Is something wrong? No, not at all. I mean, I'm here running Artificer, which is maybe a harder category. I mean, you can make the judgment on that based on your experience with them. And I thought you just fell through the floor. Oh, okay. I almost got out of there. It's been like a week, 2 weeks of doing attempts, and I haven't finished a run. And if you have like 20 successful runs, that's pretty good. But you also probably weren't just like rushing forward all the time. That's why I'm dying so many times in these runs. Because I'm just trying to go as fast as possible, taking all the risks. If I wanted to, I could probably finish a run whenever. It would just be a lot slower. Like, oh, there's a creature in this room? That's dangerous. Let me just wait it out. You know, wait for them to move out of the way. It's easier because there's less competition. Like, if you were to like route out a theoretical like best possible in speedrun, right? Like, you routed out the perfect path to take, and you just like run through that path, assuming that there's not going to be any creatures in the way. That would be extremely difficult, I assume. But you just don't do that. But since not many other people run the category, you don't need to do that to get a good time relative to like other runs. Oh, I just jumped right into that. I really don't like those when the vultures are in that position, because their head's at a perfect angle to like block all the spear throws. So I need to like get close to them and throw from behind. But they're also like ready to bite me immediately, like what just happened there. Stream every day for years. I don't think that's gonna happen. I've had at least 2 attempts so far that have made it to the very end of Metropolis. So like surely, right? Also welcome to the stream. Right, so you're still like fine with dying in that speedrun, right? Like, I'm going for deathless runs. A lot of Artificer runs on the leaderboards probably have deaths in them still, or take shelters. Ah, that totally should have been it. I think this is a really interesting song. I mean, you probably can barely hear it. But everything went wrong there. They have enough karma, so I have to keep going. That has become one of my favorite things to do in this game. The perfect mask hit. Because, of course, when starting these Artificer runs, like, don't even bother with that. There's no chance you're going to be able to hit it consistently. And, of course, that's still correct. I'm not able to hit it consistently, but more consistently than, like, never, you know? It's very satisfying to get it, finally. Why am I looking at chat? If I made a mistake in the last like 10 seconds, it's your guys' fault. No easy. I put this song on the playlist like a week ago, and I don't know if it's if you've heard it play before. Culture, really? Wow. Okay. That happened. Yep. You can actually make that jump. Wow. Don't be awful. Thank you. The difference between this song and the last one. Yeah, I did I just added a bunch of stuff to the playlist. Some threat music. I forgot to put some vanilla threat music too. So it's just from like Outer Expanse, Pipe Yard, Metropolis, and maybe one other. I don't like you guys. Chaos. Kind of slow there because I was looking at the dropwig spot. I think I saw the dropwig earlier though. So maybe if I see a dropwig earlier in the region, in this like previous few rooms, then I don't need to look for them later. For blue lizard. Oh great. This looks fun. Oh, nice shot, dude. Right when I was like halfway in the pipe already. That's the kind of risk that you just wouldn't take if you're just doing a normal run. Well, if you're like actually trying to avoid dying, you wouldn't do that. I guess I could have parried. I always forget about parrying, but I really don't want to use parrying too much. It's like the equivalent of using up a few double jumps, which I could like save for the next room, which uses quite a lot of double jumps. Which is also why I like to get a mask. Because without a vulture mask, you pretty much need to spend one parry on every lizard you run into. Like tries to kill you. Yeah, parry to get them out of the way. And that's like a lot of jumps that you lose out on by spending them on parries instead. So having the mask gets to like basically it just gives you a bunch of extra jumps to use. No vultures. Take a day off. Any good runs so far? Actually, no. Just, I think I made it to, like, industrial once or twice, and then to chimney. Nothing past chimney yet. Why is this playing? Why not? Oh, really? It looks like it's lined up perfectly, and then it isn't. I guess I'll take that still. Okay, never mind. Man, I usually capture that. Like by holding back for a little bit to land on the platform. Metro threat does not seem to help. Yeah, usually I don't ever run into. I mean, okay, I haven't even used like reindeer in a long time anyway, so. But I feel like usually the vultures don't attack you. Yeah, if they do, then you're basically just dead. It really doesn't work. Okay, this has happened a few times already. I didn't reset. You can do that. I mean, I've seen it work for king vultures. If you hold down as much as you can and stay like really close to the deer, then if a king vulture tries to harpoon you, it will hit the deer instead. I don't know if that works against the normal vulture though. A lot of king vultures. Well, that's just the normal amount of king vultures. I'm bad. Is this fun? You guys having a good time? The deer collapses. Falls straight into the worm grass. Lizard? No, centipede. But no vultures in this room. Oh, great timing. He's already dead. Funny, whenever the red centipede doesn't show up that often, but when they do, everything dies. Hello, welcome to the stream. Maybe, just maybe. Could have gotten that. Oh, okay. Well, now it's over. Okay. Problem is, this extra spear that I stabbed the scavenger with ended up actually... I picked up the spear instead of the scavenger body. That actually messed me up later. That sucks. Of course, just one vulture would have made that a lot easier. I wonder if I should try to create that scenario more often. When like the scavenger body is over there and the vulture tries to grab it, it's like kind of easy to get the vulture mask. So maybe if I can always get the vulture to aggro on the scav body, I can like try to snipe it. Maybe that'd be consistent. But I think it'd also be consistent if they approached me, because, well, I don't know. I guess I haven't really had success with that when it does happen. The strategy for getting a vulture mask always seems really easy until you actually do attempts and you die to the most unpredictable things, like scavengers showing up, a red lizard or snippy showing up, scavengers showing up, a king vulture showing up. Anything really can happen. 5 vultures showing up at once. But you can go into arena mode and like demask a vulture just like that, like really easily. It's like, oh, it isn't that bad. I can do this in a speedrun. Hey, why did that demask though? It's been a while. I like to get into attempts going. Or that you can do that. Whoa. That usually doesn't work. Man, all the spears in the way. And then even if I did get the body, I think that was a red centipede that just showed up. It really doesn't want me to continue. That's another better one. And then I forget to reset. Scavengers trying to blend in. The background. Actually, they weren't trying to do anything. They're dead. You think that all scavengers would be this sort of color? So it blends in quite well with the background, at least within this region. But I mean, who knows where they originated from? So maybe random colors were like not that big of a problem. And actually, they probably were just created by the ancients just to have random colors. That's just how they are. I didn't even see the Silent Lizard. If you just want to stay over there, I wouldn't mind. Okay. Man. Exactly that kind of scenario. I'm never getting out of here. You thought that just because you got a mask means that you can get out of here. Actually, like, a kind of like serious complaint I have about this game. The really short pipes between rooms. If a red lizard, I mean, red lizards aren't that common. But if there's any dangerous creature on the other side of that pipe, you literally have no time to react to it at all. It just so happens that red lizards can bite you literally instantly. It happened a lot in the tournament thing too. The Twitch integration. Someone would spawn in a red lizard and it would just kill you instantly. Like, well, you lost. Good job. You couldn't react to the like 10 frames of the pipe flashing before a lizard shows up and insta kills you. Like, ah, that's too bad. Welcome back. You didn't miss anything at all. Actually, like, since you were gone, I think, like, the furthest I've made it is the room past the vulture room. Only to die to a red lizard. So it's going very great. Pretty much as expected. Very yellow green lizard. I guess like lime. Okay. Yeah, and then, you know, this is a good sample of what's been happening. When playing Spearmaster, the tails weighing you down. I mean, Spearmaster is the lightest of them, right? But I've tested in arena mode by having different players as different characters. So one would be Hunter, another would be Artificer, another would be Spearmaster. And setting all the players to the same controls so that I control all of them at the same time. They were all like identical. So maybe there's some ways the tail could mess with you. But I think that their movement is pretty much identical between all those characters. I don't know what scenarios the tail would impact you, or if it even has like a different hitbox for Spearmaster. But I think that if there's even like the slightest change with the physics that affect your movements, then like due to chaos, the Spearmaster would move differently in some scenarios. And maybe that is true. This looks fun. And then I always hit the wings instead. Wondering where the red lizard was. Like when they bounce around like that. Okay, that's unfortunate. Still have to take this. So many bad players. Oh. Oh, another one? Thank you. Wow, okay. This might not be a good run. Even if I survive. Yeah, I think this is slow. Oh yeah, it's really bad. Figuring out this move and take would cause serious damage to the body. You think? You know how much brain damage Rivulet has? You know, I didn't slam my head into the keyboard. I mean, I don't want to break my keyboard. Woodpecker skull. The designs are just ram into walls with no damage themselves. I didn't need to do that second jump. Honestly, that drop hook is a good thing. Like, this is already a lot better than that run. There's a lot of them. Wow, a lot of scavengers as Artificer? No way. What are you doing? Really? Very small chance I get another scavenger? I don't think there's any after this point though. Actually, maybe in that one room. Yeah, you know the room. Oh, the only reason I could do rolls in this room is because I carry a scavenger body. That's really weird. That's why Spear Master can't do the same thing. It's only when you're holding a scav body. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna find another. Maybe small chance I get one in that other room. You know the one. That was just a really bad throw. But that there were scavengers. There are plenty of scavs in the chimney. I can't get the chimney without a scavenger. Why's this one so quiet? King Vulture. Oh, hold up, hold up. I'd have to be like right on the ledge here. Also, this is still kind of a slow start anyway. But any opportunity to get a Vulture Mask on the floor is nice. Synchronized falling with that drop wing. But kind of a slow start though. More scavengers, please. Based on this stream, it's a little surprising how successful like the past few have been. I mean, not really successful, of course, because I never finished a run, but I was able to at least get to like the wall or Metropolis a few times. And just like I haven't gotten any good starts on this run or on this stream. Speaking of Metropolis, thank you, playlist. Maybe I just got like really lucky those runs, and because they happened like consecutively, I kind of just assumed that that was like the new baseline. Nope. Two vultures is too much. Game really likes me today. It's a big fan. Here, have a bunch of red lizards and scavengers with bad karma. This song, Past Echoes. I have a question. Do people actually like this song, or are people just saying that they like it because one well-known person is a big fan of it? Hello. Welcome to the stream. Nice, like, wing shield. Man, what do you do about that? Like, sometimes their wings aren't the way, sometimes they are. If you can even call those wings. Atmosphere when it plays the game, but not something you listen to as background music. I also said something similar to that, maybe last stream. Like, a lot of music in this game is like really good atmosphere, but it's like you know, it's not actually like that great of music to listen to on its own. But in the one area in game that it plays, it like really fits. So it's like good in that scenario. But this song was one that was a thing before it was used in game. Because it was actually added in Downpour. I kind of wonder what it's gonna feel like to not speedrun this. I feel like any other category is just gonna be like 1,000 times easier. Surely, right? Unless I had played like Spearmaster. Like if I want to do like Pebbles percent or Ravenlit Pilgrimage percent or like Ormond, surely those are just gonna feel like completely free, right? Like, where are the like 1,000 red creatures and all the scavengers, you know, where's the challenge? Didn't think I get a roll from that. King Vulture. Only natural. Part of the reason why I wanted to run this category. Well, I guess the initial reason was just that I wanted to do all the downpour campaigns. I want to speedrun Gourmand and then Artificer and then Riv and, you know, just go through them all. And it was actually during the attempts of the original attempts of Artificer percent. It's kind of why I'm here now. Thanks for having no spear. Because I wasn't able to get a successful attempt. And it really bothered me. Actually, up for a lot of the categories. I didn't finish a Artificer run. I didn't even do a Rivulet run because I already had a good one. I didn't finish a Spearmaster run. I think I did finish one, but it was so laggy that I couldn't submit the video. And then I wasn't able to get a good Saint run. It was like, well, like this whole idea of doing all the speedruns kind of just failed completely. I didn't even, I got like one like mediocre Gourmand run out of it all. But I was never able to finish an Artificer run. I was like, I didn't like the idea of like putting so much effort into one category and then never actually finishing it, you know. But then of course the more that I did the run, the better I got at it, and the more I wanted to push the limits of what I could do. And like what my goal was for doing these runs. Like, let's see if I can finish a run, and then okay, maybe I can finish a run. Let's see if I can get a run under this time, like under a 23-minute time. And then I'm like, oh, I think a 22-minute time is possible. Oh, 21-minute time is possible. And because of the run that I got yesterday, I know that the sub 20 run is possible. It's like, well, is that going to be the goal now? How long am I going to be doing this category if I'm going to try to get a sub 20 run? Like, maybe I do finish a run eventually and it's like a 20, like 50 time. It's like, well, I lost 50 seconds somewhere, so I got to redo this run. I was saying something originally that I kind of forgot. Also, I have like no jumps left for this room. chill? Okay. No, you don't. Remember there was the King Vulture on the right side of this tunnel? Somehow. And on the left, like chasing me from behind. This is still kind of slow. I mean, it probably isn't slow. If I got this kind of run like 2 weeks ago, it probably would have been a really good run. But I have enough good runs to use as an example of what a good run looks like. It's like, oh, I got to this gate like 20 seconds before this run, so this means this is a bad run. That run was the outlier. But also, if I got that run in the first place, then I can surely replicate it, right? Hello. Welcome to the stream. I like how they bounce off of the poles. By the way, just got here. This is the best run I've gotten this stream. Excuse me. Oh man, there's a lot of them. Got my aggro on me. Usually Artificer is fast enough to avoid that scenario. If you're like Hunter, that can happen. Where at the bottom of the room a sand will see you run away to the top of the room, and then by the time you get to the top of the room, they are no longer scared. Why that happened. That sucks. Oh, that's not a... I hear scavengers. I hate when that happens. Why did I pick it up? Oh, yeah. In the Geometry Dash 2.2 update, they're releasing a trigger that is just random. So you can put in some chance, and when you get to that part of the level with the trigger, it will, if it rolls that chance, then something will happen, whatever you set the trigger up to do. And there's a level someone has created using those triggers where for every like spike, I forget exactly how it works, but I think it's like every spike has a 50% chance of showing up. And it's not just one spike, it's like a whole wall of spikes, so you can't pass unless you roll the 50% chance, right? So the level is basically just a huge wall, or like a bunch of walls with spikes, and each one has a 50% chance of disappearing. And the chance of completing the level, which of course you have no influence over, it's just completely random. But the chance of beating the level is like 1 in a million or something. And that's what I'm feeling right now. Each room is like a 50% chance spike wall. Is there scavengers there? Is there a vulture there? Red lizard, you know? And so for every new room you go to, it's probably not 50% chance. Maybe it's like a 50% chance of creatures being there, and the creatures only have a small chance of actually doing something that can slow you down, right? But when you add so many of those RNG checks in a row, there's probably like, I don't know how many rooms there are in this run, maybe like 100 or something. So all like 115% chances in a row is like a very small chance of getting none of them, right? Someone can do the math on that, like really rough approximation. That's what it's like to do this run. Which is unrealistic, of course. No one, I mean, surely no one would want to do this. To actually go and beat that Geometresh level. It's literally just random chance. I think people have beaten the level just by leaving their computers on like overnight. And it takes like a few 100,000 attempts on average, which makes sense. Not a few, like maybe like 800,000 attempts to beat the level. For like a 1 in a million chance, that makes sense, you know? Lizard? So I get up to that room in the wall, and I just like wonder, am I gonna get the spike wall or not, you know? The hope is that when 2.2 actually releases and people have access to the random trigger, that they don't make levels like that, because it would be annoying. There's ways to use it well, like for visual effects. You can make visual changes to the level that are random. That can be cool potentially. Levels that require a lot of sight reading. So instead of a spike wall that is either there or not, there are like 2 possible level layouts, and you just get one of them randomly. And so then beating the level is less about memorizing a sequence of like jumps that you need to do, but more about getting good at each individual section, so that when you like come across them, you know what to do immediately, even if you don't know when they're gonna show up, you know. And there's potential for that kind of level to be interesting. The fear is that they're gonna make something stupid where it's like you have to beat an extremely difficult level, and then at the end there's a 50% chance you die to the spike wall, you know. But I mean, if there are those kind of things in levels, people aren't gonna like it, and so those levels won't do as well, and creators will know to not do that sort of stuff. There's like a ton of features in 2.2 that have a lot of opportunities to make levels awful, but we're just hoping that people will learn to use them well. There's still like features in even like 2.1 that I don't like that people still put in levels. Like in the 2.0 update, they added moving objects, so you could have like platforms and spikes and stuff move around and stuff and such. And it's a really useful tool for making like animations or like any like effect at all. But what a lot of people did is they made the level itself move around in such ways that you couldn't react to it in time. So like some spikes or like some platforms could show up and they would move so quickly you couldn't react to it in time. And so levels became really memory based. So you just need to memorize where the platforms move to instead of just being able to see them from the beginning. But of course that was way back right when the update released. And now, like several years later, people know how to use the move trigger well to actually make good levels, you know? So it's like, it's a good thing that the move trigger is in the game, because people can make really cool things with it. But when the update initially released, it was really bad. And a similar thing is probably going to happen with 2.2, where people just make some awful things. one thing that is particularly scary is camera controls. Because normally in the game, the camera just moves forward at a constant rate, like an auto scroller. But you can now, in the update, move around the camera, which can do some really cool things like have like a static screen. So instead of moving forward constantly, the camera zooms out and you can see like a big chunk of the level at once, and then your icon moves back and forth, you know. Or being able to zoom out the camera is really nice if you want like different. Yeah, it's just like nice to have controls like that. But some people might want to use those camera controls in a bad way and make them like shake all over the place, which can probably lead to motion sickness or just generally not being able to see what's happening because the camera's moving around too much. That kind of situation might be really annoying. Because I've already seen some levels, because there's a 2.2 private server. So I think some like earlier version of the update got leaked, and there's a private server. Some people have already created 2.2 levels. Of course, not with all the features that are in the update now. But some of the levels that I've seen look awful. But in a kind of way that I can see how some people would like it. Like, we've had discussions in this chat about like flashing lights and excessive visual effects. I personally don't like that kind of stuff. Like, if you can't see the game, then like what's the point, you know? But if it really fits the vibe of the game, you know, to have all these visual effects and such, then yeah, some people are probably gonna like that. But I personally don't. So then, if there's a level in Geometry Dash that overuses camera controls, for example, then some people are probably gonna love it and keep making levels like that. But then I'm gonna see those levels and like throw up. Because you can't see what's happening, even if it like syncs with the song, or even if it's like made well, you can just tell that the quality is good overall. If you can't see, then what's the point? That's how I see it. Yeah, that's how I don't see it. This is a nice song. Remember when we were playing Rain World? Excuse me. There's this level called Nell, which is like pretty popular. So some of you might know that level. It is like it's a very popular level, and a lot of people call that level like one of the best levels in the game, best effect level of all time, you know. And I actually saw the layout of that level, which is basically just the gameplay, so no decorations at all, just like basic platforms and stuff. And I really love the layout. The gameplay's super unique. Of course, it's really difficult, so I can never play the level, but it looked cool, you know? So, you know, I saw the layout and I was like, this is cool, I can't wait for this to be decorated. And then it got decorated, and everyone's like, this is the best level ever. But I saw the level, and I didn't like it. I don't like that level. Just because it's the same thing, it has all the like excessive visual effects and flashing lights. And I think that's the point, it's a memory level, so instead of seeing the level and like reacting to it, of course, there's still some level of practice involved, but a memory level is more like you can barely see the gameplay at all, so you just need to memorize what to do. And that's the point. That's why all the visual effects are there. But like, why would you do that? You just can't see. Like, it actually like hurts to look at the level at some points. But I guess everyone's just gotten used to flashing lights, and they don't care. About adding that into their levels. It might be the same thing with camera controls. Some people are just not going to mind them at all and want to use them as much as possible. And so that those kinds of levels that are created with camera controls, I'm just going to just stay away from those. You know, a speedrun is boring when you have to talk about something completely unrelated. But hey, I made it here. I think how stupid it would be if I talk about something unrelated like that, and then, like, what if this is the actual run, you know? I actually make it to Metropolis, and it's like, new Artificer world record, and then the first, like, 10 minutes of it is just me talking about Geometry Dash. That one top team with accurate hitboxes is bad because it's a trend to make fun of that level. So I should do it even though I don't even talk about Geometry Dash. I mean, I have a lot to say about hitboxes. People like to complain about the hitboxes in Geometry Dash for some reason. Because look at the spike. It's obviously a triangle, but when you look at the hitbox, it's actually a small rectangle. This barely covers the shape of the spike at all. He put no effort into these hitboxes. When in reality, if the hitboxes were accurate, the game would be significantly more annoying to play. Because even if just barely the edge of your character touched like the very tip of the spike, that would cause you to die, and you would barely be able to notice it. Like even if it only touched for a single frame. And people would complain about those scenarios, but that doesn't really happen because the hitboxes are really generous. It's the same reason why hitboxes in bullet hell games are super tiny. That you can get really close to bullets without actually taking damage. Although it is a little bit annoying how the hitboxes are rectangular and not triangular. If you're the wave game mode, you can only move diagonally, right? So there's situations where you don't hit the bottom of the spike, but you do hit the top of the spike because it's wider at the top. And you would think that because of the shape of the spike that you wouldn't be able to do that, you know, as the wave you should, or as the mini waves specifically, because that kind of fits the shape of the spike. That was the best extended slide I've ever done. Anyway, we're coming up on the spike wall now. I can't. Man, why am I upside down? This is still kind of slow. But I guess I'll take it anyway. I've made it here. Number 372. Don't say that. I kind of have this weird feeling sometimes when I'm doing something difficult, where I think about something completely unrelated, and it helps me focus on the difficult thing that I'm doing. Thank you. Me. Maybe if I get really lucky here, the run will continue. Nope. The distraction support. They were looking at the overseer. There's been situations where I've tried to do that and I immediately got killed by the scavenger instead. That was the easy part. Actually, yeah. Like, if you ignore the very first room, or one of the first rooms in Garbage Waste where you get the Vulture Mask, oh, the entire run before Metropolis is probably easier than Metropolis alone. I usually get to Metropolis about 14, well, no, probably 15 minutes into the run. Because I get to the gate at like 14, but it takes forever to actually get to the region. Because there's the gate animation and then the long room after it. I should probably be quiet now. This whole run is still just a little bit behind, like a great pace. Nice lag spike. What the heck? Oh, that's cool. That's even better. Please don't do that again. It's very rude. Oh, what? Time for the room, TM. Yep, that's the room. I don't think that would have been a sub 20. It was already like 19, 20 entering that room. Like there's no way I could have finished in 40 seconds. Red Dessert. All the way down here. Man. The real annoying part of that lizard is that it's really hard to break line of sight with them. So as long as they can see you, they're just going to keep spitting at you for quite a long time until they eventually decide to go into a pipe to chase after you. So you end up sitting there for like 5-10 seconds waiting for them to move. Or you could just run through and hope that they don't show up, you know, even though they probably will. I really like the rhythm in this song. Like all like the percussive instruments. I can't get this like I guess I'll get the scavenger instead. They don't usually do that. I guess I don't really know how they pick their target. Maybe because I hit them with the spear, they think I'm dangerous and no longer worth the risk of like trying to grab, so they go for the dead creature instead. I guess it works out for them, right? it's funny how much the amount of viewers varies in these streams. Like when I'm like in the middle of a good run, the viewers kind of like keep growing throughout the whole thing. And then once that run dies, inevitably, and it just goes back to garbage wastes, then people start leaving again. Maybe if you look at like a graph of the number of viewers throughout the stream, you could kind of see when the good runs are based on when viewers show up most. No, please. I mean, I'm not gonna get out of here now because they're red. Yep. This was the other one. This is the threat thing that I forgot about. So it's really easy to forget about waterfront facility. Got him. Got a mask. Like, what is this necessary? Hey. Well, that works. I was thinking there's no way one of those soldiers gets demasked within like 5 seconds. Oh, thank you. Guess I'll still take this. That was really bad. There's isn't there a song in the lower parts of Shaded that fits really well with the area that it's in? You know, the really dark rooms with all the spiders, coil escapees. And it really could just be like an ambience sound for that area. Hello, just don't mind me. Speaking of Shaded. I think there's music in lower Shaded. But it's like barely recognizable as music. Unless I'm wrong about that. Oh, absolutely destroyed. Now this is gonna get through a karma gate. You know, actually, well, I guess Artificer being able to use scavengers to get through karma gates, that's more of a Artificer ability and not just the property of scavengers, right? Which is a strange ability for Artificer to have. And like, awfully convenient for someone who can't use or can't gain karma, but realistically, a lizard should be able to pick up a scavenger and then just go through a gate, right? Why just Artificer? Because the other slugguts can't do that. If all that's happening is the gate's just reading the karma of whatever's in it, then as long as there is a scavenger inside the gate with enough karma, then it should open, right? Oh, great, another one. If I had a nickel for every time I saw a white lizard getting carried away by a vulture, I almost just rolled off that platform. See, I'm getting better at this game. Another really minor thing in this game that really annoys me is all the foreground stuff that blocks your vision when you're inside these tunnels. Like whatever, just in these tunnels, you just can't see what's happening because of the stuff that's blocking your vision. And same with like just kind of visual clarity in general. Like especially in the depths, there's a lot of platforms that are semi-solid. You can totally just pass through. But you can't see what those platforms are without checking the map. There is a visual difference, but it's really hard to tell considering that you're in the depths and everything looks weird. A lot of players just kind of get stuck, like not seeing where to go until they check the map, and then gameplay just kind of becomes enter room, look at map, and then go to where in the map you saw you could go. It's like not a problem at all once you learn the layouts of these rooms, but it's like kind of strange. Like regularly have to check the map to actually figure out what the train is. But I guess it kind of makes sense. Like it makes sense if there's like some little kind of hidden parts of the terrain that aren't immediately obvious. Scavengers? Yes, scavengers. There's always scavengers. Always. I guess there's not really many places for the scavengers to go, so this is quite a likely region or room for them to be in. I can speak it clear language, right? I hate this. It's going this way. And I can no longer go this way because of that scavenger. This is this is a bad run now because of that. I don't know why I'm not able to do that jump anymore because I was like fairly consistent with it for a while. I'm happy with that anyway. Like if I ever get a really bad time, like if I'm like 20 seconds, 30 seconds behind, then I continue hoping that I get a similar time save later, right? And if I don't get that time save, then like I might as well just restart on my own, right? you just do that every time? It'd make this a whole lot easier. I'm gonna wait for the red lizard this time. It's getting there, aren't you? I don't think that fixed it. No. Could have been a lot better. That sucks. Oh, it's a king. Oh, thank you. Wow, this song is very loud. At least on my end. Oh, okay, never mind. And now there's a mask on the floor here. Thank you, game. You really know when to give them to me. Isn't this an industrial song? This plays an industrial complex. Like maybe in like the lower parts of it. I didn't want to hear anyway. We're going up here now. Yeah, you can make that jump. Thank you, Eggbug. I'd like to jump into the mouth of that red lizard too. I'd really appreciate it. Mist engine? I think so. That sounds right. I think it plays near garbage waste gate. Either that or somewhere in the lower parts of the region, kind of in those rooms with a lot of centipedes. Like that would be a good place for some random song to play. And also an explanation for why I don't hear this song that often in game. Kind of the one path I take through industrial, and that's like that's the path. Yeah. Don't really go any other way. This is certainly a song. This guy. Last time I tried to just like run past them, it failed horribly. So we're not doing that. Oh, thank you. This is from the Raw. It plays in the Riveted speedrun. If I had a nickel for every time I've seen a white lizard get grabbed by a vulture, I'd have 3 nickels. Thank you guys. Usually King Vulture sucks in that room. I mean, it could have been a normal vulture. That would have also probably been better. This is the same pace as last time, I think. She still made that. It's hard to judge the distance there, because it's like on the middle of the screen transition. Ready for the spike wall? Excuse me. Bug central. You know, Rainworld also has quite a lot of bugs. Uh-huh. Hey, dude. I think you need to look at you to know that you have a mask on. I assume that when you are holding a mask, it just like you just know it immediately. They don't actually see it. Oh, no way. Actually, yeah. Not this song, right after that. Really? That was a bad pace anyway, too. I say bad, I really mean not perfect. Thank you. Otherwise, a fairly unremarkable region. I think that's actually something that makes Industrial really special. Like, it's the most, like, default region, like, right next to, like, Outskirts and Chimney. And even Chimney, I mean, it's, like, very vertical and it has all the despots. So I like how Industrial is just, like, it's just such a normal region. It doesn't have, like, that one mechanic that is really annoying or awkward. There's not really much to complain about. Oh, can you hear that? Probably. Thank you again. I added dogs to Rainworld. I mean, industrial might have some sort of connection with the void worms because bioengineering kind of sounds a bit similar to The Ride, the song that plays in the void scene. Maybe that's just a coincidence, or maybe I'm hearing something funny. Wow, whole lot of nothing. What's this one called? This is Landmarks. It's one of the trailer songs. Although the last time that I mentioned that, the like one person in the chat disagreed with me. I don't know if they still watch or because I don't remember who they were. I should add that one trailer song that has like the guy talking in the background. Red Lizard? Oh, the... Ah! It's fine. This is... Oh, don't go backwards, stupid. That was way too slow. I don't know if Moon was mentioning industrial specifically. Maybe something that was close to industrial, because I think there was like a specific name. Was it Side House? It might have been Side House, the place that produces the... Or was that something else? I don't know. I'm not a real Railroad fan. I don't have the pearls memorized. This song again. Ah, thank you, game. How many times am I gonna do this? Well, there could totally be other industrial places around. you only ever get to explore kind of a small sliver of the map. Because Pebbles, like when you go to Pebbles as Gourmand, it shows you a kind of map of the surrounding area. So you can see Pebbles can, you can see Moons can, you can see like the kind of wall around them. And it's like a big circle, right? Oh wow, really? And considering that like we don't really get to explore much, right? Because there's kind of I imagine that there's sort of a line from like Pebbles to Outer Expanse, and that's where like most of the game takes place. And then past Pebbles is only like shaded shoreline, moon. And then basically any other area kind of around that or behind the iterators that we don't get to go to. There could be anything there, really. Unless you want to kind of believe that the game is actually 2D. And going from Pebbles to Outer Expanse really does explore every region in between. And that there isn't anything like hidden. Can I just pick you up? When you wait so long that the vulture is already here. Hey, come here. Did that rock really do that much? Oh, I should have turned to the side. I always thought of, if anyone is familiar with this, a really old Terraria console trailer, I think it was, has a kind of interesting visuals where it looks like normal Terraria, but there's multiple layers. So like there's one Terraria world, and then a bit behind that one there's another Terraria world, and then behind that one there's another world. Unless I'm just like making things up. But I always remember that trailer as like, what if there was a game like that that's like 2D but also 3D, because you could like go into the background. I don't know why you wouldn't just make a 3D game at that point. Kind of like how there can be, you can make like a game in 4 dimensions by having it be 3D, but you can like switch which slice of 4D you're in. You could similarly have a game in 2D, but that actually takes place in Earth. Game would be 3D, but you see everything in 2D, and you can only see one 2D slice of the 3D world at a time. Hey. Oh, no, just kidding. We can't have... Oh yeah, some other games have things like that where you can like go into the background, but I mean like a full 3D world where it's not just like a foreground layer and a background layer, but like several layers that you just kind of keep moving in. Rainworld's, the map kind of looks like that. Because there's, like, you can't easily fit all the rooms on, like, a flat map. So, like, some of them actually, are actually, like, overlapping with each other. That's kind of what I'm talking about. That always makes me really uncomfortable. Games that look 2D but are actually 3D because the different layers are just at different depths for like a parallax effect. That always makes me really uncomfortable. I don't know why. It just seems like such a mess, you know? Like you're trying to like fake the effect by like putting things in 3D when the game should just be entirely in 2D. We're just gonna pretend this guy doesn't exist. Just go on as normal. What are you doing, Vulture? Are you stupid? Am I stupid? What do you mean these competent reds? Well, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. Because they killed both of us. Just out of spite. And Rain World doesn't even have parallax. I mean, I think it kind of does when you move between like room or screens, but not while you're moving, unless you have the camera scroll mod. And even then, I think it's kind of broken. They tried to get me. Can I pick up a scavenger body? Please. And then red lizard. Actually surprised I didn't die immediately. There was a red lizard. I would have been really mad. Well, not really, but I would have been slightly annoyed if the scavenger decided to throw a spear at me instead of the dropper. Instead, he just died. Oh, careful there. What are you trying to do? Oh, that was actually kind of dangerous. If the lizard saw me. Oh, no you don't. You know, technically it'd probably be faster to drop the scavenger when you enter industrial. So you can use like items to throw boost and stuff. And then hope that you get a scavenger at the end of the region. To enter this gate. Many episodes. Long episodes. Please. Excuse me. Oh, great. Oh, thank you. That's a fun thing to see. Oh, great. I should have the pole plank got him. Had a fast pull climb, just look at the input display and do the same thing. Oh, thank you. Don't even care about me at all. What kind of King Vulture is this? That kind of still felt slow. By slow I mean not perfect. Someone with reasonable expectations might even call that decent. Oh, fast pull climbing on console is, or on controllers in general, is significantly more difficult. So good luck. Like, I have an easier time doing extended instant hops on controller than fast pull climbs. Although I haven't used controllers that much, so maybe it's not that bad once you get used to it. This is a bizarre song to be playing right now. They're just hanging out. 3 whole lizards. Whoa, don't do that. Hey guys. And there's still lizards left over. Looks like explosive spear down there. Another one too. Nope, nothing going on. I hate this. That snipes me. This is a risk. That was kind of dumb. I know they're supposed to spin. Should replay Snake. For some reason, I don't even think of you as someone who plays the game. I mean, if you don't do like challenges or speedruns, there isn't much reason to replay the game. Other than just to like do stuff again, I don't know. Sucks. It did. Here's an extra pebble for you. I think that if you're in the crouching state and you do the inputs for the double jump, it just does the parry instead, no matter what directions you're holding. It's really fun. Maybe that's just how the input works, and the press down double jump is just crouching and then doing the double jump, which activates a parry, and not really anything to do with actually holding down the down input. As pathetic. This is a fun room. Wait, how'd I get a pearl? What's the dropper is holding it? Okay. That's not fun. Take a hit a centipede? No, yes. I'm really glad this song is playing right now. Oh, it isn't anymore. Wrong region game. That was not intentional. You. That was a good angle. That guy's gonna get promoted to an elite. Oh, he took the scav. This is probably close to the end of the stream. Like maybe like 1 or 2 more attempts. If only Artificer lost their kids to a lizard. Yeah. You're just like one Vulture Mask away from winning the whole thing. Or leeches, honestly. Like one of them died to leeches, so that should be the real target, right? Speaking of losing kids, there's also one of the earlier dreams in Artificer's campaign where it's not scripted but very likely for one of your slug pups to die to a vulture. Or a squid cicada. That's possible too. Really? The squid cicada king. You have to say squid cicada king because there's already a king vulture. And they're already common. Different vulture. That was a different vulture. They did not have a spear. Unless, yeah, maybe it was. They can just find a way to despawn the spear. Turns out Artificer doesn't actually have slug pups, and that was just a hallucination. They're actually just insane and want to kill all the scavengers for no reason. Is the red lizard my friend? I meant to say... No. Artie is actually just a reincarnation of every slug guy that died to a scavenger, even when they weren't, or when they had neutral reputation, or even good reputation. Oh, I hit that. Imagine if there was just like one vulture mask hidden somewhere in this room, right? Wouldn't that make sense? Maybe not a normal vulture mask, but like an elite vulture mask. It makes sense next to all their explosives and bombs for the scavengers to also store a mask in here, right? Like it'd be too strong, but I know it would be hidden. Like it'd be like stuck in a corner, or maybe behind like a hidden pipe in that room. So most players wouldn't, and plus the cutscene places you in the next room anyway. So most players wouldn't even see it, but of course, if you know about it, then you can just get it. And you could play. You could actually do like speedruns and stuff. Opium. Not something they would just leave lying around, yeah. I mean, it would be like a really small, easy change that the developers could make that would make the speedrun like 1,000 times easier, but yeah, they're probably not going to do it. And plus, like, you know, if you want a vulture mask, just get an explosive spear, right? It's really easy to kill a vulture. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.